This is Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane. I'm joined by freshman lefty pitcher Brian Rzuski, the Friday night starter. Brian, congrats on getting that nod. This is sports editor Justin Antweil. It's Heat Media Day. We're here at the Bank United Center. We're here with University of Miami alum James Jones. So I'm joined by sixth-year senior Adrian Thomas. Good to have you back, Adrian. Welcome back. This is Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane. I'm joined by sophomore starting pitcher EJ Encinosa. EJ, how you doing today? The Saturday night starter. You got to be pretty excited. And Justin Antweil, I'm joined by junior second-team All-ACC guard Raquana Williams. That sounds pretty good, right, Raquana? This is sports editor Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane, and it's Heat Media Day. We're here at the Bank United Center with Miami Heat shooting guard Mike Miller. Flashback to last June, you didn't get to play in the Game 2 of the Super Regionals against Florida. How much did that sting? Some football teams bond in the bowling alley, the movie theaters, or some just play video games in their dorm room. But with this University of Miami Hurricanes football team, they bond at the barbershop. Ja'Cory Harris will be a senior in the fall, and he knows he has a lot riding on his shoulders. He's more relaxed this year, and it's all business. That's why he's spending multiple hours a day inside the Hecht Athletic Center, breaking down film. Participants here at the CPR clinic not only watched an informational video session, but also got hands-on experience with a mannequin like this one. This is Miami Hurricane sports editor Justin Antweil, and on Monday was Miami Heat Media Day, and it took place right here at the University of Miami, here at the Bank United Center and the adjacent practice facility. There were over 250 media members here to see what Erik Spoelstra, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and LeBron James had to say about the upcoming 2010-2011 season. And we're ready for the suspense, not only to see how the Hurricanes do, but to see what Harold Martinez's walk-up song is as well. Harold, best of luck.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Now, you're wearing number 24. The last person who wore 24 was a pretty special player for the Miami Hurricanes, also a catcher, Yasmani Grandal. This is Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane, and we all know Miami is synonymous for its prestigious nightlife. Parties are an integral part of the South Florida scene. This is Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane. I'm joined by junior starting center fielder Nathan Melendrez. Nathan, how excited are you for baseball? It's right around the corner. Tell me your mindset last year. You were a little bit more reserved in the beginning of the year, then you finally kind of took the reins of this team towards the end of the season. You expect to have the reins of this team this year too? Give me one player in this Hurricane squad that's going to open up some eyes this year. Maybe people and fans and prognosticators aren't talking about right now. We all know that you and Raquana are such dynamic players, but give me one other player in this Hurricanes women's squad who can really step up this year and open up some eyes. This is Justin Antweil of the Miami Hurricane. I'm joined by sophomore starting pitcher Eric Whaley, the Sunday starter. Eric, congrats on getting that nod. What's been the biggest transition from being a reliever to now a starting pitcher? How much experience did this team gain last year in the WNIT tournament? Y'all won 5 games. You fell short to Cal, but how much experience was that going in tough road games like a Cal, like a Michigan, like a Providence? You had to travel a lot of far places. How much is that experience going to carry over to the 2010-2011 campaign? How about the end of last year for you, Daquan? You really came on strong. That final regular season game against Florida State, then had a really strong showing in the ACC tournament. I mean, is that the real Daquan Jones the fans are going to be seeing on a consistent basis this year? You've been around Jack McClendon a lot. Now you're around Durant Scott for a couple of years. How would you compare the two? Who is Mr. 305? What is Pitbull's real name? Forget about your boyfriends and meet me at the hotel room. You're a transfer from the University of Southern California. Now you're coming to the East Coast, the University of Miami, trying to bring that West Coast swag to the East Coast. What's the key to your changeup? It's your best pitch by far. It just kind of parachutes out towards the plate. How many times a day do you YouTube your dunk against UNC a couple of years ago? Eric, you got the body like a linebacker right here. So tell me, I mean, football ever in your background, or are you always a basketball player? The basketball team finished in the cellar of the ACC last year, but finished strong in the ACC tournament, beating the likes of Virginia Tech and Wake Forest, and only losing by 3 to eventual national champion Duke. The Hurricanes hope they can carry that momentum into the 2010-2011 campaign. The School of Communication Equipment Room is a tremendous asset for the students at the University of Miami. The employees and work-study apprentices have an organized method to their madness, which allows for students like myself to check in and out equipment and make great packages like this one. For UMTV, this is Justin Antweil reporting. The University of Miami still controls its own destiny in the ACC as they look to win their first ACC title since switching conferences. You think that the Big Three and the rest of you role players as well can do something for South Florida that hasn't been done in a while? Everybody knows about the plethora of football talent and baseball talent down here, but how about basketball-wise? Can you make a statement in South Florida? Why did you choose the University of Miami? You were highly touted coming out of Georgia, I believe a 4-star recruit. I mean, you probably had a lot of good offers. Why did you choose UM? Do the critics say, you know, the Miami Heat, it's unfair how they got the Big Three, and then you got you and Mike Miller as well? Does that kind of fuel you, kind of like in 2006 when the Mavericks were already planning their parade after two games? How about the facilities here, Mario? I mean, these are you played at Kansas, very nice facilities. How about here at the University of Miami? How would they compare to other colleges? I'm here with Jackson, host of the Classical Lunch Hour on WVM. He knows his way with the ladies. Let's ask him, what's the perfect ratio, Jackson, if you're at a University of Miami house party? AT, this team kind of struggled on the road a bit last year, 0-8 in the ACC. What's got to change? New restaurants, new room service? I mean, what's got to change for this team to get some big road wins? You chose Florida. You got another Florida teammate in Udonis Haslam, so there's 2 Gators outweighing 1 Hurricane on this team. That's James Jones. You guys like to have a lot of fun with that? Talk about how great of a coach Coach Meyer is. It seems like there's a real family atmosphere here with this women's team. And actually, for the first time since 2005, Miami's not only ranked ahead of Florida in academics, but in the football polls as well, as Miami's number 13 and UF is number 14. It's enough about me, Hurricanes fans. Let's hear what you have to say. Erica, you haven't slept in 3 days. Hopefully the brain cells are working enough where you can tell us what's the biggest in-state rivalry for the University of Miami. And the sports editor right now, Professor Antweil, he's telling you to stick a fork in this team. They're done. And maybe it's a good thing Miami's playing Duke this weekend, and the game's not even being televised. The only place to watch the game is on ESPN3.com, so you may not have to witness another embarrassment. Where were you on July 8th when LeBron James and Chris Bosh announced they were taking their talents to South Beach? Tell us about how the summer practices went with LeBron and Chris Bosh and the rest of the crew with the Miami Heat. How great of an experience was that for your team? Last year you had a breakout year after your freshman year, and your sophomore year were phenomenal. You think teams are going to now have a target on your back maybe? Now you're going to be known maybe more in the scouting report now, so how do you have to adjust to what other teams have to plan around you? And what's the ultimate goal for this team now, Shanice? I mean, you got your feet wet your freshman year, you made the WNIT your sophomore year. What's next for your junior year? Coach Haith has been known to redshirt big men in the past. What did you learn from your redshirt year? Did you talk a lot to Reggie Johnson, Cyrus, and Julian Gamble? Those 3 players had a redshirt as well. How often would you say you're studying film of other ACC teams, or studying your own film, or just coming into the open gym just for fun with some student managers? Eric, thanks so much for joining us. Best of luck this year. Stay healthy. Let's go Canes. The very eloquent Eric Swoop. Let's talk about the expectations with this team this year. Really finished strong in the ACC tournament last year, opened up some eyes. You think that momentum can carry over to this year? That's something that the average fan might not know about Ryan Brown that you want out there. Hurricanes kind of struggled in the ACC a bit last year, but towards the end of the season they really finished strong, had a great performance in the ACC tournament, but fell short to Duke. You think that momentum towards the end of the season can carry over to the 2010-2011 campaign? When you see 2 junior stars like Raquana Williams and Shanice Johnson, how much more comfortable do they make you feel on the court? Mike, can you throw up the U for us? I know you went to UF. Are you still allowed to throw up the U? We had Udonis throw up the U for us. Can you still throw up the U as well?